Hi everyone, my name is Samantha and I'm going to share my mind map with you based on the lecture for week 1. I chose a clock as my central image because the lecture showed us how literacy has evolved over time. My mind map was created in a timeline format, showing all of the key points in the history of literacy and how we got to where we are today. As we heard from the lecture, the New England Primer and McGuffey readers were the earliest education books used. The 1900s was a groundbreaking period for research. Judd and Gray proclaimed that silent reading was practical and more efficient. As time moved on, basal readers and basic reading programs were used to teach reading. Round-robin style reading took place in the 1940s using the Dick and Jane readers. These readers used the look and say method. Phonics instruction played a major role in the 1950s when Flesch brought back the old phonetic method. In the 1960s, developmental reading programs progressed, like SQ3R that is shown on my map. As the 1970s approached, Dick and Jane readers faded out and Goodman's concept of whole language developed. Whole language is a method that teaches students how to read by recognizing words as whole pieces of language rather than broken down into letters and letter combinations to be decoded. As we moved to the 1980s, the reading wars continued. Cunningham identified a balanced approach that included both whole language and phonics instruction in literacy. The 1990s proved that a balanced approach to literacy instruction was the most effective. And that brings us to the 21st century. The National Reading Panel concluded that reading instruction should incorporate explicit instruction in phonemic awareness, systematic phonics instruction, and ways to improve fluency and comprehension. The Common Core State Standards are learning goals that were developed as an outline for what a student should know and be able to do by the end of each grade level. They include goals in reading, writing, speaking and listening, language, and technology. As we learned, methods of instruction are always changing and improving so that we are teaching our students using best practices. There is always room to learn and grow, which is why literacy organizations such as the Association of Literacy Educators and Researchers are a great resource for teachers. These organizations provide professional development, informative podcasts, and publications on current topics. Thanks for listening in to learn about my mind map.